Welcome to another episode of the Bethesda Brothers Podcast. I am the KingFanMan, joined as always with my partner in crime, Joey Caps Gaming, or as I call him, Brother Joe. How you doing, Brother Joe?
King, after hearing what we just watched, me and you, geez Louise, man.
We got a secret. We got a secret.
I'm like screaming on top of my lungs into this mic. I feel bad for your ears.
We are talking Fallout 76 today.
Yeah, if you're a Fallout 76 fan, you're going to love this.
Yes. We just heard from Jon Rush, the lead developer on Fallout 76, and we have the video to prove it. Number one, there is a update coming in the fall that's going to be great for builders. We're going to talk about that during this podcast. But the winner, this winter, coming this year, 2025, Jon Rush says is the biggest update that Fallout 76 has ever gotten. So we're going to speculate on what that is. So stick around for the whole podcast. You will enjoy it. And by the way, I always say this at the end of the podcast instead of the start. If you like this kind of content, if you love Bethesda, do me two favors. Number one, subscribe to the KingFanMan, because that's all I talk about on my channel. If you love the Elder Scrolls, Fallout, and even Starfield, talk about it all the time. But also, the man sitting right next to me is Joey Caps Gaming. He has a gaming channel as well. I will put that link in the description. I'll also put it up here somewhere right now. And you go subscribe to his gaming channel as well.
It's only going to get better.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's only going to get better. Between you and I.
Yeah.
So,
You haven't seen this.
take off your headphones. Between you and I, end of this year, we have probably the biggest update to Fallout 76 ever, which I'm not going to talk about.
Okay.
It's
I'm way too excited.
Think about this, even bigger than Wastelanders, even bigger than Skyline Valley, which was an addition to the map. Now, my guess is it's going to be another addition to the map. I think we're going to open up more of the map. There's going to be more story content, but I think it's also going to affect the whole game. That's my wishes, maybe, more than hopes, but that's what I'm hoping it is. Another expansion, but it also changes the core game as well.
Yeah. What I think
Yes.
is going to end up happening.
Yes.
So, listen.
Listen to Joe prophesy. Prophesy, Joe.
When you say, though, you can't say, oh, this is our biggest update ever, especially after since this game has received an update in Wastelanders that completely revamped the game, changed the game's DNA, it mutated the game into something else.
It did.
A lot of people feel like it saved the game.
Yeah.
So if you're telling us that this is the biggest update ever, that means that it's bigger than that.
Wait, Joe's excited. Can y'all tell?
That means that this update, whatever he's talking about, is bigger than that update. It's bigger than Wastelanders that saved the game. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of pressure to put on yourself.
Yeah.
But you must feel really, really confident about it.
Yeah.
If you think that this is the biggest update that this game has ever received,
yes,
and this came from Jon Rush's mouth.
Yes.
So God bless him. But if he's saying that, you're telling me, they're telling you at home, yes, I'm talking to you, telling you that this is the biggest update. They're basically saying, hey, this is bigger than Skyline Valley. This is bigger than Wastelanders. Yeah. That saved the game.
That is saying something. A couple of things I want to say. Number one, these are things we know, okay? Number one, he gave an interview during this time at the Xbox Showcase where he actually tells about what's coming this year, okay? So he already knows, he already told, and I even made a video about how dumb it was that they didn't show anything, which I still think that's true. They should have told us about this amazing thing instead of talking about fishing that we already have. But anyway, number two, and this is important, Joe, you say, how can they pull this off? There are actually 4 studios, or at least 3 studios and a part, that are working on this now. You have Bethesda Game Studios Austin is not fully working on it. There's Jon Rush and some of them there at Austin that's overseeing it. Then you have 3 outside studios that are now working on Fallout 76. So how can they do it? They've definitely got the manpower, excuse me, ladies, the people power to do this update, whatever it is.
Of course they could do it, but what you're saying though, you're
Yeah.
the Wastelanders that saved the game, King. To the masses, it saved the game.
Yes.
So you're telling me that there's a bigger update. There's an update coming out that's bigger than that.
Yeah.
That's you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself.
You are. Yeah.
I mean, he didn't say the best update. He said the biggest update, the largest. So, okay, all right, fine. Yeah. But when you're saying the biggest update, Wastelanders completely changed everything. It changed the game.
Okay, well,
in more ways than one.
Let's start talking about it. How do you think they're going to change the game going forward then?
I'm going to go a step further, and I could be entirely wrong.
Okay.
So please forgive me if I am, but I'm going to go a step further here because we're having fun today.
Absolutely.
Right? We always have fun, but we're having extra fun today.
Absolutely.
I think they're going to do something that they haven't done at all. Maybe they did it with... I guess they did it with Atlantic City, but I'm talking about a brand spanking new, a large map. I'm talking about just a larger map, something where you can go, explore,
put your house down,
place down a camp.
Yeah.
But I'm not talking about just making this existing map bigger. I'm talking about just a brand spanking new area that we haven't seen at all. That's what I'm talking about. So if you're telling me that this is the biggest update yet, you have, because listen, you have so many other MMOs that do that open up a new area, that have these other areas. So, but with 76, we haven't had that yet. As I said, maybe I guess the pit, but that's a daily op. Yeah. I guess maybe Atlantic City, but that's a little small.
It's an expedition. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. But Atlantic City also added, a quest to over. To,
there was a quest line. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I'm talking. If you're telling me that it's the biggest, it's bigger than Wastelanders.
You're talking.
So what's bigger than Wastelanders?
You're talking about a place just like the map where there's events, there's places to put your camp. Yep. It's a literally explorable map. And I agree with you. I think it's either going to be an expansion to the map where they open it up like Skyline Valley or a totally new place. It has to be if it's going to be the biggest update. You're going to have a new world with story content. I think that's what people want. New events. I think that I always love new events in the game. The raids were good. I like new and different things, but my favorite thing is, it's what makes a Bethesda game is new areas to explore, new things to discover.
I would love it if they went this route, which I think they could, as we said, a brand new area, brand new map. I would love it if we could go there to that area and let's just say it's Washington, D.C. I'm not saying it is, but let's just say it is. It's Washington, D.C. We go there, and I would love it.
By the way, can I interrupt you?
Yeah.
We know there is concept art in Fallout 76 to go to Washington, D.C. We thought it was going to be one of the expeditions. In fact, we got that leak. This was a real leak of Bethesda art for Washington, D.C. way back before we got the pit. Do you remember that, Joe?
King, I'm getting chills now because my brain's popping off.
And we all thought, well, this is going to be one of the future expeditions. But I think maybe they saw expeditions didn't go over as well, and maybe they're going to turn it into a map. Go ahead.
So you're turning it in. Let's run with this. Let's have some fun, guys. I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm just having fun. We're speculating.
Prophesy, Joe.
Let's say this brand new area is Washington, D.C., right? Mm-hmm. It is D.C. Makes a lot of sense. Here's why. You just through the atomic shop, right? You have the old Nuka-Cola vending machine that was in Fallout 3, that was in New Vegas. They made it, they put it in the Atomic Shop, and it's there for you to have. They did that with a few things, I think. So with that being said, they're making assets for what? Fallout 3 Remastered, of course. Yeah, we all know that that's coming eventually. But since you have Fallout 3 Remastered already, those assets are made potentially. I may be talking completely out of my butt, and I'm sorry if I am, because if it's made in Unreal 5, then I'm entirely wrong. But what I'm saying is, you could take those assets and use them. Maybe you could use them in 76.
Interesting.
And that's where, it's like it'll be obviously pre-war not pre-war, like 200 years before the events of Fallout 3, or like 180 years or something before Fallout 3.
True.
But I don't know. Maybe I'm talking completely out of my butt, and I probably am. But I'm just saying, it makes some sense, King. It really does. It makes a lot of sense to me. Now, as I said, I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm just speculating and having fun. This may not even happen. It may be just an expansion of the map.
I can hear some players saying some fans out there saying, when has Bethesda ever made sense?
Yeah, true.
But how cool. I mean, it does make perfect sense that if the Fallout 3 remaster is coming, to make Washington, D.C. in Fallout 76, and think about them coming out somewhere, because we've been talking about late this year, early next year sometime, we'll be hearing about Fallout 3. They come out close together.
We haven't even said this yet. What's December? What is coming out Fallout related?
Season 2.
Season 2. What if, scratch the DC thing,
what if we take a helicopter
to California, and the new area is California?
Or New Vegas.
Or that too. Imagine
how cool to go see New Vegas.
I want to go see Mr. House. First thing I want to do is go see him.
Yeah, because we are way before Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah.
I mean, this Fallout 76 is a prequel. How neat would it be to take a vertibird all the way to... Guys, finally Bethesda's planning ahead. Think about it, and I'm glad you pointed that out. They are literally releasing the largest update to Fallout 76 at the exact same time Season 2 of the show comes out. So it does correlate with the show. I mean, finally they're getting something right there.
It does.
But how much does it correlate with the show? I mean, is it totally out of the idea that we could fly across country? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
But what I do know is this. They've done crazy stuff though like that before, like in the Fallout lore.
Is there any other way to get to New Vegas other than vertibird?
I guess maybe a train.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm thinking right after the war.
Maybe you have to hop a few trains.
I'm just going to.
Or maybe we could go there on. Maybe we can go there on our jetpack.
We did it in Starfield. We discovered whole planets, and just the jetpack went all over the planets.
We can just fly there on our own.
Okay, while you're thinking about things that could be in Fallout 76, let's go back to something that we know is coming. This fall, he said that it's going to be an update just for builders, and it's going to make building in Fallout 76 much easier and better, I believe was his words. So the number one I think of when I think of building anywhere, whether it's what game, but especially in Fallout 76, is you've got a budget for every camp. And it seems like I just built a new fishing camp, and I love to decorate my camp on the inside. Well, I get my whole thing built just like I want, and then I start decorating, and I run out of camp budget, Joe. So what do I have to do? I have to tear down half of my fishing camp so that I can decorate the inside the way I want. Yeah. So more budget would be great. I think that's one thing that they're going to do. What else do you think can make building better?
Honestly, it's cool, right? It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I really did think that 76 did a nice job with camp building compared to Fallout 4.
Compared to
I think that they did a
Starfield.
nice job. Huh?
Wow, let's compare it to Starfield. I think it's a lot better than Starfield.
Yes, no, it is. So I think they did a good job already. They have a nice foundation there,
Yeah.
if you will. So I'm curious to see what this update would bring. For maybe, I mean, they already did more camps, so
Yeah.
we have plenty of camps.
And the last big update for camps was the shelter stuff, so you can build in shelters.
Yeah. I wonder if maybe it would be nice. This is maybe a little, maybe not, but I think so. If you could have settlers at your camps.
Yeah.
We already have the one ally.
Yeah.
Right. And then maybe you could have, is there a way you could have like a few, or no? It's only the one, right?
You only have one right now. Yeah.
You could have one and a pet.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking.
Maybe they're adding more robots. Robot settlers would be much easier. And Fallout 76 really goes on the robot theme, especially at first.
True.
Yeah. You've got the Protectron at your camp. Maybe it's settlers and robots. I mean, that's a great idea. More help around your camp.
Yeah. I don't know. I think this could be a lot of things, but he did say for builders, so maybe it's just something within the confines of building.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
but I think it's going to be a big building update if the whole update is centered around building. That maybe there's going to be some changes to the vendor as well, where you can better set up your own store. That would be cool as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
true.
So interesting. At least we know a little bit now what's coming to Fallout 76. This fall is the building, and this winter, the biggest update Fallout 76 has ever had. Wow.
Yeah, if you're a 76 fan, you have to be excited. I mean, I feel like maybe last year or maybe 2 years ago at this point, King, we were making podcasts about
is it dead? Yeah,
neglecting 76.
Absolutely. Yeah, and they were.
Now they're not anymore.
But that was the short little time that they had almost quit working on it at Bethesda Game Studios, and Microsoft was actually thinking about killing the project, if you remember. And the Fallout TV show came out and saved Fallout 76 from Microsoft. Fallout 76 has always had a great base community. But what happened was when the TV show came along, the numbers jumped way up, and of course Microsoft saw money signs again, and that's what it's all about. Now, one other question I have: when do you think they're going to announce this, Joe? Is it Gamescom? Is it QuakeCon? When do you think we're actually going to hear what is coming this fall and this winter, specifically from Jon Rush from Bethesda?
So. I don't know. When I don't know the conferences. Like I don't.
They're both in August. You've got QuakeCon in August. You've got Gamescom in August.
Maybe if you wanted to create hype around the game, I guess you would announce it then for December.
Yep.
I don't know.
This is a totally different. But since I mentioned QuakeCon, since COVID, they have really neglected QuakeCon. QuakeCon used to be, if any of y'all have ever gone to QuakeCon back in the day, QuakeCon for several years was a mini E3. It was Bethesda's little E3. It was amazing. I got to go 3 years in a row. They had the first year I went, it was all centered around Fallout 76. It was basically I believe it was when Wastelanders came out. I can't remember, but they were really pushing something. And they did deep dive interviews. I mean, Jeff Gardner was there. That's when I met Jeff Gardner and several of the guys. Todd Howard was there. I got to meet Todd Howard at QuakeCon.
What event now? What event was that? QuakeCon?
QuakeCon.
Yeah.
And they do it every year in August. The next year, everything was centered around Doom because Doom Eternal was coming out, and all the developers were there for id Software, and you got to meet all them and talk to them, and they did deep dives. But the QuakeCon was actually set up. You had one side that was all the people with the computers and all that, and they do it, and then the Quake Championship was another set, and then they had this whole auditorium set up where they were showing all their new games, and you got to play them, talk to the developers. It was amazing, Joe. And then COVID came along, and they shut down the best half, in my opinion, of QuakeCon. All that's left is the people going and playing the computers and all that. But they're missing an opportunity. Maybe they'll do it this year. Maybe we're going to have Jon Rush actually come to QuakeCon, and you can meet him and talk to him, and that would be amazing, and have all this come out. If not, I think it's going to be Gamescom. But I don't see why Bethesda would not do their own like they were.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be something. If it's the biggest update yet, it's interesting, King.
Yep.
What was the game? Now, pure speculation. What was the game that had the highest numbers after the TV show?
Fallout 4.
Yeah. What is that? A single player game.
Yep.
I'm not saying they're gonna give you an option to play single player in 76, because I don't know how you would do that, and I don't even want that, because I love the game as it is. There's no reason to do that.
Well, can I just throw something in since you brought up Fallout 4?
Yeah.
You know, they did the update to Fallout 4 that really messed up the game.
Or they destroyed it, yeah.
And they haven't done anything. Well, I wonder why they haven't done anything. Maybe they're working on the Fallout 4 remaster. A full with the engine and all that. Maybe that's coming out even before
Unreal
Fallout
Engine?
3. I mean, it's weird that they haven't fixed Fallout 4 since they destroyed it. Maybe that's coming out this year. Wouldn't that be amazing? A full Fallout 4 remaster with Real Engine 5 graphics.
You know, it's funny. It's like, oh, Fallout 4 doesn't need a remastered. Well, it's been 10 years.
And it does now since they destroyed the game.
Yeah. It's been 10 years. Skyrim got the special edition 5 years.
Yeah.
After the release.
Yeah. Hey, darling.
It's been 10 years.
I know it.
We need Fallout 3 though. I need Fallout 3.
I know it. I do too. And Fallout New Vegas, please.
Yeah.
Well, Joe, anything else you got to say about Fallout 76? I know you're excited about it. We could go on and speculate forever, but we wanted to get the news out to you guys most importantly, and give a few of our ideas.
This is when I first started the gaming channel way back when. This is what I loved doing. I loved speculating. That's how I grew my little audience over there. Just speculation, and it was so much fun.
Yeah.
So it's my favorite thing to do when it comes to gaming content. I love speculating. So I don't know. I just had a blast. I'm excited for 76.
Absolutely.
The biggest update ever. What could that mean? I guess we'll find out. It comes out around the same time as the season 2 of the show. Who knows, King? Like it's just a bunch of ideas are just coming to my head. You know, I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Well, guys, you've heard our ideas about Fallout 76 and what's coming this fall and winter. I want to hear down in the comments what you guys think is coming to Fallout 76, and maybe Bethesda as a whole, because we mentioned several things. I would love to hear your comments about QuakeCon, love to hear your comments about Fallout 4 and the Fallout 3 remaster as well. Joe, I had a ball as always. Let's do this every week.
Amen, brother.
Amen, brother. If y'all haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. We love you. I am the KingFanMan. He is Joey Caps. We will see you next time. Bye, everybody.